Welcome everyone, my name is Carlo and this is a guide for a Dark Souls Remastered no-hit any percent run with a goal of an in-game time of sub 1 and 20. I would say with good RNG, especially boss RNG, and I did some minor breaks during the run. It's possible to get a 115, I would say. Maybe even a little bit faster. So this one was a 118, and yeah, we have fast strats, but we have some peachy strats as well. So it's not super fast, but I would say it's faster as the average, and a lot of, I would say, meta strats which are not so known in the community. So yeah, let's just go into it. I will explain some things in depth where I think it's really necessary, but I can't do or won't do in depth for every section, for every boss especially, because otherwise the guide would be hours, and I don't want to have such a long guide. So there are other guides, of course, better guides, in-depth parts. Especially for bosses and sections, and I would advise to watch them as well. And of course, check always Team Hitless Discord and exchange with other runners. All right, let's start. So we start as Thief because we get the master key as a default, and we can choose the black fire bombs as our starting gift, which we will use against the Asylum demon. So let's go. So what I do here is use the blocking animation, which fastens the sprint build up. It's not necessary. It's a couple of seconds in the run. It's just a habit, and it helps to prevent stored rolls, which is a thing, unfortunately, in Dark Souls 1. Here at the ladder we get rid of all the clothes. I changed the broken straight sword to my left hand that, as I said, can use the blocking animation. Here we open and we don't have any time pressure. What you will do is like run up here. It doesn't have to be precise. Somewhere here, and immediately throw the first firebomb. And you throw 3 firebombs in a row without stopping. Little bit of practice, but it's not really hard. So, and then after 3, he does an attack. This one you roll forward to him, and 2 more black firebombs, and he's done. You have to practice this a bit because he has different move sets or different attacks. You will get used to it. And it's super early in the run. And what I always do is like, for the half of the stamina bar, when this is empty, I regen stamina, and then I start sprinting again. So this guy, whether it does shoot 1 arrow or 2 arrows, ideal scenario is like you just hit him in the back, and then you can run past him. Otherwise you can backstab him in as well. I think speedrunners, or I know speedrunners are using the mouse wheel for the dialogue, which is faster. I just kill him. It just doesn't matter. It's seconds or something like that. And it's a faster route, but it's not a speed route or something like that. So I always do like menuing and stuff in elevators, and when we got animations like this, I get rid of the hammer or what that shit was because I love clean inventory, fancy jump. Don't miss that. Then we pick up 2 things: bones and talisman, which we need later for the Crystal Halberd in Anor Londo. You can go this way. There are other ways which you might have seen in other runs. I like this one. I only did this one. So what we do after the talisman, we directly bone out. Very easy start into the run. And one boss down. So then we pick up this humanity. We go here. Just don't do the jump. It's not necessary. It's some stupid. It's not even style. I like it. I call it style because I don't know. I died like 15 times at least and had to reset. Because if you jump towards to the left, you just die. Just go on the railing and then just not jump down, just run down. You get the same amount of damage which you need. So don't do this jump, or do it. Like you see, we got a little bit of damage which we need for our RTSR setup. If you don't get damage, it's totally not different. Always jump here for style into the elevator. I did some menuing, which I prefer the order of my items. Then here you can see I jump and I toggle in midair. So toggle means the left diggy stick. Pick up this soul. You can do this jump, it's like 1 second or something, but you can go the right way as well. Why I toggled mid-air is like, or the reason is if you do a jump like in Dark Souls 3 and then you usually do a roll after that you don't get the hard fall or the stagger animation while landing. Pick up this soul, both of those souls are important. And then you get around, you are faster. If you do a weapon swap, a toggle mid-air, and then you press roll when you land, you just run. You don't have the roll. That's what I mostly do. So this guy has 2 attack patterns here. He does have more attacks, but he will always do those 2. And the thing, you don't have to roll anything. You just strafe to the right or you strafe to the left. You just look at his head. If his head is straight, you go right. If his head is wiggling, then you go left. And you can see it here because the next one, so this one is wiggling, we go to the left, and another one, which we see later, do the straight, and then you can see that. But you will get that very, very fast. So he's wiggling left. The next one is an asshole, I hate him. He fucking gave me everything in my grind. I have some funny videos on Team Hitless Discord. Just don't mind him. So what we want to do here is like we run up in the middle of the bridge and we always go left. If he does the wiggling, then you really can, like, you don't have to do a sharp corner or something like that. If you do the straight attack, which is doing now, then you really have to like take a corner of 90 degrees, which I will do. Great, bam. Regen stamina a bit, and then you want to go like here in the middle, a little bit towards him, and like this line to the ladder. So some runners and started that as well, doing some zigzag, but I prefer like a smooth line like this. And in best case, you don't bump into any of the dragons, which prevents you for getting a fucking ladder hit, which is pretty RNG heavy. I think marathon runners hate this part, but you will get used to it. Well, you can see here my line, it's smooth. We are at the ladder. What we pick up now is the most important ring, RTSR, Red Tearstone ring, that we get 50% more damage when we are less than 20% HP. After the pickup, you roll down here. Don't jump. You roll, and you have to get the roll after the landing. If you get a hard fall, you're done. I survived it one time. It was funny as hell, but you will die. Trust me. So you get the roll, and you immediately do 3 rolls. Then you regen stamina a bit, and then you run, and then in the middle of the bridge you are fine. This guy is not that scary. Sometimes he's more closer to you, but you shouldn't ever get hit by it or have to roll. Jump into it. It's very important. Then, as I said, use the elevator for business, like here. Both souls and equip the RTSR. That's a part which is in the beginning a little bit frustrating because the Black Knight has a very fast poke attack. But yeah, you will train it. There are some peach strats you can look up as well. You can bite him and then he does a walk back animation. You can just run through. But I just run past him, and if he doesn't attack, I dodge it. Here we do a jump. You just walk over that green leaf and jump, and mid-air you spam attack, so you do a plunging attack. But don't spam after you landed, otherwise you will fall down. So here we wait a bit. Before the jump back, sprint against the wall here. Sprint against and then jump. This was very fast, by the way, because he's idling a lot. So we didn't get Black Knight Halberd, which is okay. But you can see from my split counter, if I get the Black Knight Halberd, I will still run with Crystal Halberd, but I will change boss order, because then I will do early Sith after Ceaseless with the Black Knight Halberd, and will switch to Crystal Halberd with ONS, because I didn't want to bother with different like upgrade paths where I have to kill lizards, and some movesets are different, of course, and I was just not so used to it, so I did it like that. But that's the standard Crystal Halberd route. And if you don't have RTSR, by the way, if you don't have RTSR here, you have several options here for small jumps. Important is that you leave that area with RTSR. So 1 Black Firebomb and 1 R1 for the Crystal Lizard. We didn't get any chunks, which is okay. So we have to do ONS with +1. You could get another chunk, but that's time loss. I never get that. It's totally fine. It's some things you have to know about Ornstein. The difference between +1 and +2. And I will explain it when we are at that boss fight that is connected to ONS. Just strafe it to the right. We don't have to kill any tree in this run. Then we have the Titanite Demon. You have to go to the left or to the right. It depends where he is moving. I always look back here or have audio cue when he's doing the lightning attack. Like, I hear it and then I look back. Not that hard. So, 2 things. 6 shards, 1 battle axe, and upgrade it to +4. Here I was, I don't know, too fast or something like that. I have to go back, time loss, Sag, but no biggie. Then equip everything. And we're going to the second boss, the Gargs, which are not that easy. I know a lot of runners which hate Gargs if you're doing them early, a second boss, as much as I do. I suffered a lot, so it's really worth it to spend a couple amount of practice. Especially because of the backhops. Those guys, you can all kill them with 1 R1. Mostly I use running R1s. This one blocked me, it's fine. If they drop something, pick it up. It could be a Titanite shard. This one I always strafe. I always run up to him and strafe. I never dodge him. Sometimes pick up the Firekeeper and the Soul and the Titanite shard. Sometimes he's not dead after 2 R1s. because, I don't know, he's blocking something, then he needs 3. Just to let you know. So 1 headshot, 1 body shot for that guy with RTSR. He's dead. And those are dead with 1 headshot. And for those who didn't know, you can zoom in with the bow, with the digipad up. So here the elevator, and then this guy we are killing with the black firebomb. Pick up stuff, because it could be a Titan Archer. Then we run up here. It's important that you run up here and not to the right, because otherwise all the other hollows will aggro. So we run up here, like here. Don't go here, otherwise all the hollows will aggro. Then we search for this spot. Wait a sec. I was like this. You see it like here. Maybe it's a little bit too dark because of the VOD and stuff like that. In your game, you should clearly see it like across, and then you just aim there, black firebomb, roll into that one, and that just 1 arrow in the head, 1. Yeah, 1 arrow just wasted. Yeah, it's sometimes a little bit like you have to navigate left and right with shooting arrows. So Gargs, you go on the right side, sprint towards them. So best case scenario is he doing immediately an attack, which you can punish and get a tail cut. Tail cut is good, but it's not mandatory. So this was, I would say, second best. We get the tail cut, we get him, and that's important. I will go over the fight again on the edge, because then he can't back up. The backup are the worst thing for me. And this one, like 90% of the time, he's doing that RNG, like with AoE, with fire. So we start again. If you hit him correctly with a +4 battle axe, the Garg will stagger every second R1. That's an important thing to know. What we do if we get the tail cut with the first hit, the fight is over, because he's staggered from the tail cut. Then we go 1R1. He's staggered again. 2R1. No, 1R1, 2R1, he is staggered, and then regen stamina, 1R1, stagger, 2R1. I didn't think I explained it correctly, but I think you get it. Every second R1 will stagger him. So, as I said, it's important, or I would say it's important, to give, let's say, half an hour at least, with low damage, maybe with fists only, to really get used to the attacks, because they have a lot of attacks. And as I said, the backups are the worst, because then you don't have hold of them. The second one spawns. It's a mess. So for me, and I know a lot of other runners, it was very reset heavy boss. So don't underestimate the Gargs. So what we get here is 1 attack. I roll into it. I get the tail cut. He staggers. And he's here at the edge. It means he can't back up. So at that point, I knew the fight is over. So I go him, 1R1 stagger, 2R1, regen stamina, 1R1 stagger, 2R1. And then he's doing the fire, R2 into R1, fight is over. It's not always that he's doing this attack, the second one, but I would say 90%. But he can do melee as well. And that's what I said, train him. It's really worth it, because, yeah, as you can see, it's like 10 minutes into the run. It's not the worst, but it's always like, yeah, some streams you are like 2 hours resetting two Gargs, and that's just bullshit. So practice them. So we ring the first bell, immediately bone out. Then we level strength to 20. And this is very, very straightforward. It's so easy. Strength to 27. After that, dexterity to 40. And the rest in endurance. End of leveling. Kick Lordrick down, wait a bit, quit out. So we get the Fab Ring. The Ring of Favor and Protection. So we have more stamina. Not necessary, but why not? Extra humanity as well. And now we go to Quelaag. And as always, use the elevator for menuing. I equipped the Fab Ring using some humanity. We don't need it right now, but in inventory, and we need it later in the run. Always send back the elevator. Didn't say that. Always send back the elevator. And what we do here now, and I don't think that any guide, at least which I know, has that integrated. And we call it Blighttown drop. Some German runners still call it Blighttown skip, but we're not skipping a lot of. Oh, it's not really a skip. So those guys as well, you have to do react. They are not that hard. So what we do here is like we slow walk. I think it's easier to slow walk. And immediately when the falling animation starts, left trigger to the left and spam roll. That's it. Got it. If you miss it, you're dead. So I call it Blighttown drop into purple moss strat, because here the poison dude or the toxic dude 100% drops a blossom. Yeah, not the blossom, sorry, purple moss, to heal the poison, and then we don't have to wait before Quelaag. So go here, like stand. Problem is that flies and yeah, stuff like that is flying around here, and you often lock onto those fucking flies. So always make sure you look against the ladder and lock onto him, and then you can stand like here, and it's easy, pretty easy to hit him. As you can see, 2 purple moss. One is guaranteed. So we watch it again. Left trigger, spamming roll, then lock onto him. 1 black firebomb. Then we go here. I use the stagger cancels, as you can see here. Go on the platform, to the platform. We heal 2 times. And that ring, when you see that ring, you just fell down. Maybe check it in the video as well if you want to see when I jump. But it's not that precise, which you need, because as you now see with the purple moss, we just heal when we are in RTSR range, and you have plenty of times. And even if you got too much health left, you can use the ledges here to get damage. I won't. You can get here damage as well, but don't do it. It's a lot of damage. Slope damage, sorry. What I mean with slope damage is like you run against that slope here to the end, and then you get damage. All right, we have RTSR, we have Quelaag. This fight is really, yeah, it's scuffed. I was pissed after what happened. Like I did want to do a running attack and I whiffed, and then I was like mad as fuck. And then I did some, yeah, risky stuff. I will show the safe punish. So this is a safe punish. This attack, you roll the first into it, R1, and then you can strafe. Just be from your view at the right of her head, and she will move you with your head. And you can do, after you roll, 1 R1 into R2. And then just walk away. Walk away. So we see that again, I didn't go for it because of the lava. This one I don't punish. I just... Okay, I did. That's what I said with I was mad. Don't do that. Don't do that. Another whiff. Yeah. Running attacks are very good because they do more damage. But you don't need it. Do this one. So, this is the save. You can do 1 R1 and 2 R2s, or I usually do 1 R1 and 3 R2s. If she's doing the long fire spit. So it's not an Quelaag in-depth guide, but I usually, as I showed you, punish that double attack with rolling into her, 1 R1, strafing R2, and the long split. For the short spit, you always can punish once. I usually go to the legs on her back with an R2. Yeah, then we go to Ceaseless. Just because of the souls and yeah, some speedier or more speed, more faster routes do it on the way to Bed of Chaos, but it's maybe 30 seconds or something like that, and I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. If you're not really go for a very, very fast time. So it's fucking boring, boring fight. You just run there. I can speed up that a bit. You can't get hit here. Just run here. A bit of stamina regen. Then we pick up those items and drink 1 Estus. And then we run. That's a very nice strat I got from Thomas. And then you don't have to worry about anything. Of course, stamina regen or stamina management. My advice is look at the stamina bar when it's like half or 40%, then regen stamina, and then you go again. But with drinking an Estus and after the pickup, you have the perfect timing to start running. What I do here is I always stand here, like I can stop for a little bit of right, like this section is fine, maybe here as well, but not too far right and not too far left, otherwise you could get hit. So a little bit of menuing, not necessary, and then hit here when he's moaning. 5 L1s. If you start earlier, it's okay, but then you need 6. It's just bullshit. And use your left hand. It's faster, and you can bone out. I should say that after victory is achieved, you can bone out. Better wait 1 second more, and you can saw it at the souls. Yeah, we got the boss souls, and the boss did count. I had a run, I boned out too early, and then Ceaseless didn't die, and he's active, and then the fight is different. Then menuing. Clean inventory. Not mandatory, but I just like it. It's just... And you got nothing to do anyways when you're driving, when you are in the elevator. Then as you can see, I still have the BKH route in the splitter, like Seath would be the next boss. Here just run with full stamina. I used to look back because in very, very, very rare cases you get shot by a second arrow. At that time I didn't care anymore. You can do unnecessary jumps over the ledge here. Then light the bonfire. Don't sit. Don't sit. This is important. Sit. Sorry. Sit. This is important. Okay, jump. So as I said, this is the wrong splitter. I would change it, I think. After Iron Golem is something like that. Then we're buying shards again. Like we have to buy, we have to have 12 shards in total. The weaponsmith box and yeah, 130-ish arrows. It doesn't. 120 is fine as well. And then we get all our weapons to +5. That's why we need 12 shards in total. So if you got 1, buy 11. If you got 2, buy 10. You do the math. Not that hard, I think. All right. So we got the bow +5. We got the battle axe +5. And we got the weaponsmith box. All of those things I would highly recommend to do. Then here, it's very, yeah, I do very, let's say, scripted things. I always looked at this pillar, I start with full stamina. So that's why I regen a bit, and then I sprint. No stamina regen, sprint. All the way. Don't stop. Regen stamina here, walk against this thing, and then just sprint. Again, only sprint. You can see my inputs. I sprint, 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 sprint. I stop sprinting, like here. Stamina regen to full stamina, sprinting again. Then have to wait here. And usually, or most of the time, he's doing an attack here, which I roll into. Here I was faster than usual, I think. And yeah, his attack went against those senses, or I don't know what the name is. Scissors. But that, with a little bit of practice, you find your line and your time of stamina regen. But as you saw, you can go back in the VOD by yourself. That I really do sprint, 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 sprint. And at one specific point, I regen stamina. So here we run through. Wait a sec. Which I wanted to say. Never ever use the blocking animation here and at the next one, because then you have a different hitbox and you get, or you can get hit. Or maybe it's only the other one. The fucking video. So wait a sec. You have to run, and you see that here. Little dark thing. That's the spot where you drop down. And then get the roll into it, and you're fine. Miss the stairs for time loss. Sprint, regen, stamina. I meant here. Don't block here when you are running over the trap. Check full stamina. And again, sprint. Don't get from the metal. From the pedal. Okay. This snake has different RNG. This one is one of the, it's not hard, but one of the most annoying, because it doesn't happen so much. He's standing in the middle of the stairway and he's attacking, or he's blocking the way. So hit him, and that's why we only use fist here. I didn't say that before. I always unequip the bow for this section. Hit it and then run past. The most common RNG is that the snake is standing in the corner upstairs of the stairway and is doing like not a real attack, but like I don't know what it is, like head movement, shit like that. And then you just run up and just hit him once and then turn left. That's the more easier part. He can stand up upstairs as well and run into you, and then you have to hit him twice. But you will figure it out. Yeah, I can't show every RNG here. Just be aware those have different RNGs. Boom. Okay. Then here, I always run up the small bridge here, or small ledge with full stamina. And then, if you miss the cycle, you have time for one more cycle. Like, you have to run after this makes the way free. If you wait another one, you get a shot in the back, 100%. And always walk against those scissors. It will help you. You can see it. Always walk against them, and then you are fine. Yeah, I'll use the fork animation, entrance animation to equip the bow and the arrows. Pick up this soul, drop down here. For absolute extra safety, immediately lit the bonfire, because there are snakes that could follow you and fell down. If so, just go for another cycle. I will show you what I mean with that. They are dropping down here. Yeah, here I was a little bit... I think I was on Snapchat or something like that. But as you can see, I think two snakes followed me, because those souls are from those snakes. All right. Okay. Leveling. Wait a sec. 27 strength, and as I said, that's the cap. We don't need more strength. And then the next thing, just dexterity until 40, and then the rest in endurance. That's it for leveling. Super easy. Super comfy, I would say. All right? So, we could do another level, but we have to buy something, or we want to buy something. And with extra round, I meant like this, like walk down here and up again. So, I wait here for this attack. And then boom. Let's see it again. I just walk. He always do this. And then he follows up with this. Sometimes he doesn't fall down. Then you have to kill him. Yeah, that's all I said. Yeah, I tried to kick it. Because of Chefin. Yeah, I missed it. Sedge. So, we shoot an arrow here. Because there is a snake. Yeah. And we want that he or she is like going down here or down there, and then we are fine. Sometimes it takes a while. You have to shoot some other arrows. You have to wait a bit. It was really fast. Good RNG. And then we just run on the right. Important. Go here. Don't pick it up or stand like here, because here's a snake. She can do a range attack and hit you with lightning. So just go into that little corner and you're totally fine. Going out. Now we go a little bit of shopping. And I think next Snapchat or something like that. Sorry for that. And as you saw, or as I said, it's 118 IGT, and I think I lost at least 1 or 2 minutes with like smaller breaks because I was on the phone. Okay. Walking back here. So what we want to buy now is Green Blossom and Black Fire Bombs. Black Fire Bombs are nice to have. Green Blossom is mandatory for this run, because we need it at least for Bed of Chaos. When you jump here, if you fell down from that jump, I always bone back, because then you have maybe triggered someone. I always bone back. So here it's depending how many souls do I have. So about sometimes you have 6,800 or something like that, depending how many snakes are falling down. You know, and those are kind of a lot. So I buy 6 Green Blossoms and 6 Black Fire Bombs. What we really want to have for sure is 3 Green Blossoms, because we use them for 3 bosses. No, let's say 4, because I use it for ONS, for Sith, for Nito, and for Bed of Chaos. Where you really need it is Bed of Chaos, because we are doing the yeet, and then it really can save your run. So it depends. I went for 6/6 here. And Black Firebombs, as I said, it's nice to have. But 6 to 5, okay, but not mandatory. And as I said, if you fail the jump, bone back. So then we drop here. 1, I think I fucked up. Oh no, I did get the backstab. So we're doing RTSR setup. First jump, second jump. And then we have directly RTSR. And as you can see, it's not in IGT what I'm having in my timer. It's RTA, so real time. But 25 minutes and we are, yeah, close to Anor Londo, which I always liked in that run. So nothing great to say here. It's just stamina management. Never stand still or something, because the archer, Bob, is chasing you all the time. Don't stand somewhere here. So here I just hear what he's doing. I don't have to dodge or anything. It's just that I always wait here because I want a running R1 after he shots. Because if you run now directly, you might be too late and get face shot from him. In the beginning I had never had any issue. Then I had a time where I don't know, had so many resets. So this worked best for me. Just wait here what he's doing. For the next arrow he shoots, we directly run and are running R1 him. Like wait, shoots, run, bam. Then this is a time loss as well, but I always get this chunk. And we have 0 chunks, so we at least have +1 against ONS. So I switch mostly to the... what's the name again? The feathers? I don't know. But those arrows are making more damage, so I use that mostly for here. You don't need it, but... Just shoot him in the head, pick up the chunk. And now Iron Golem time. I fucked it up. Because I didn't hit him right. Because the thing is, he's very scripted. Usually he should fall down. But it's good that it happens, because it will happen to you as well. So what we want to do is, with the Battle Axe +5 and Strength 27 and Dex 20, you need 2 R1 to make him stagger. And you get the stagger if you hit one of his heals, and we always go for the right one, with 400 damage. But you have to hit the heals. If you hit too high, those hits I think don't add up for the stagger or for the poise damage. So I think I missed, or I did the first hit too high, and then he didn't stagger after 101. And then you see what I did. Like, boom! No! I didn't get the full damage, so I have 178, and I directly knew, okay, I won't stagger him with 201s. So second was okay, 200, as you can see. He didn't stagger. Yeah, and then I improvised. Bam, and the third one, trigger team. And to make him fall down, on the left, one hit will kill it, will make him, fell to this position, and usually he's falling down. So this fight was better than usual, because I did more damage than most of the times. Most of the times, by the way, use only R1, R2s here if that happens. Usually he wakes up when he got like this. Yeah. And then you really have to back up. I just wanted to say it shouldn't... I don't want to have an Iron Golem in-depth guide, but back up. If he's standing up, don't push it. You will get grabbed. I I promise you, I tried it a lot of times, and it's just, you know, Iron Golem, such an easy boss, and it really is hurtful if you got a reset here. So don't try to nuke him if he doesn't fall down. Back up when he's standing up, get distance, and then get in. Because his grab has a reach, he can, I think, reach you if you're standing in Majula. So be aware of that. And I did a little bit more damage because I did 3 R1s and then staggered him. Okay. So we're using the soul. And we're going to Anor Londo. 28 minutes. If you're fast and no breaks like I did, 27 minutes should be the time to go. RTA, not IGT. So real time. So here we just run to the great Anor Londo. We're getting the Crystal Halberd now. And if you wanna, we don't get the Mimic Head for RTSR setups. All RTSR setups we are doing with fall damage. So, wait a sec. Easy. Like, it's not precise. Like, it's like the 4th, 4.5 row. Just aim, shoot an arrow. And then just Kobe Bryant, the Mimic. And then we get the Crystal Halberd. So no Avarice. How's the sign of Symbol of Avarice? Because it's a time loss. And I personally never missed it. So what we do now is to upgrade our Crystal Halberd to +1 if you got 2 chunks. +2 of course. Level up, as I said before. We are done with strength and everything into dex. And with 27 strength and 28 dex, the difference for the fight of Ornstein and Smough is with +2, it doesn't matter which R1s you need. 3 R1s for Ornstein and he's dead. I will explain it in more detail. So here, 1, 2, and look down a bit. You have to practice it a couple of times, then you know like the angle you want to look. When you see past the 3rd, then you jump down. And it depends. So I want to have RTSR here or with the next jump. So I know with the next jump I won't get it, so I went back here and jumped down. And I'll tell you why I want RTSR here. So now I got RTSR. If I didn't had RTSR and I knew with the jump down here I would get it, I would jump down here. So I didn't want to have more damage because I like this kind of amount of RTSR because we have some drops until ONS, and it's good to have a little bit more of health. So small jumps here and no damage. So if you're running here, look up. Because it's chunky to run here. So look up, then it's less chunky. So if you don't have RTSR, it's not a huge problem, but it's way, for me it's more comfy without. Because with RTSR and those stats, you one-shot that guy. So if not, you have to shoot him in the head and then wait outside and then kill him. So shoot him. Then just random here, somewhere, boom, which triggers the other one, and then you have freeway, of course, sprint for style, and get angry if you fell down, of course. Then run up here and give him a headshot. And be aware that aiming a little bit more to the left always helps. But headshot him. If you don't kill him and he doesn't fall down, he's going for you, and that's not, yeah. You can survive it, yeah. But it's hard. So you can see here a little bit of a dark place, or not dark place, dark darker underground, so always aim in that direction, and then this one will fall down. So now I can talk again about ONS. So with a Crystal Halberd +2, 3 R1s will always kill Ornstein, because as you know or might know, there are different damage types. Like a rolling R1 has less damage than a normal R1, and a normal R1 has less damage than a running R1. So wait a sec again. Here, run against this wall a bit that he triggers, because otherwise he isn't here to kill. So it's just a time loss. Okay. Okay, what's up with my video? Okay. So, and then walk down here. That's one of my PG strats I implemented in that run, because Anor Londo Yeet, it was just too stressful for me. And like after half an hour before ONS, which is a very reset heavy part in the run, I don't want to lose runs here. And I did a lot at the Archer with later. So what I wanted to say again, so just kill him, nothing more to say. 3 R1s with +2 with those stats we have. 27 dex, 27 strength, 40 dex. With +1, that's another Snapchat break. With +1, 3 normal R1s will kill Ornstein as well. Feel free to implement any running R1 as well, because running R1 has the most damage. But 1 rolling R1 and 2 normal R1s won't kill Ornstein. It's not a big deal. You just have to know it. You just have to know it. Because if you are used to fighting him with +2, like in your save file or something like that, and he's not dead after 3 R1s, this can change your fight. Wait a sec. All right, let's wait until we are at ONS. So that's the only difference. I haven't tested +0 because I always get that chunk before Iron Golem. Here, like just like the 4th last or 5th last stairs stand, and then just bow him. You don't have to hit the head. Because it doesn't do more damage. So here, I had some resets as well. Because if you jump against this ledge, then you kinda are in trouble. So just learn it a bit, practice it a bit. I usually jump from the highest platform with a little bit of distance. And then a plunge attack to that guy. So you can bone out. I never had. Or I trained the moveset of that imps. So if I jumped against, I survived as well. What we want to do here is just here. You can see it. 1 arrow here or 2, and then both of them will aggro. Best case is that this one falls down here or here. Perfect, and then we just shoot him. That's it. And this whole segment is like a peach strat, which is very safe, because when you go full speed, you just run through it and you have to dodge attacks of the imps. Here, you wanna be on the left or on the right, not in the middle. And here, please slow down, because here you can get slope damage, and with RTSR you are dead. So just walk on one of them. You can cross it as well, but don't walk in the middle, and don't sprint over this little bottom thing. Then just sprint. It doesn't matter here with slopes. And this is one of the most trickiest part, not only in casual, but in Hitless as well. I had so many problems here. I do it with audio because you have to react to both the left and the right one. That's why I'm waiting. So what you want to do is that the left one, because when we look at here, there's a safe space. You can test it in practice. It helps you to get a feeling of what this pillar blocks. So it's like from here to even here. If you stand here, this one can't hit you. So what we want to do is that when we are here, whether we are standing or we are running, that in that moment we are here, this one shoots the arrow. Because in that moment we are running past here, that arrow shoots against this pillar, and if he shoots another one, we are here and he can't reach you there. And that's what I'm doing. Yeah, maybe watch the VOD back and hear of the sounds. I will shut up for a second, and then you can hear when he's firing. I'm running. See, I run. So dodge that, and with RTSR, he's one shot. He can attack as well. You have to train that. You have to train that. I can show you everything, because when you are running here, now in this RNG he's shooting at us, but it happens that he's putting away his bow and then he comes towards to you. Then you have to decide: do you have the time to killing here before he kills you, or you have to back up? So practice it a bit. Okay, important, you will get fall damage here. You always have to check before how many HP do you have left. Everything over the second small like indicator here, you're fine. If it's because it's like, yeah, two full indicators. As you can see here now, we see 1, 2, 3, 3.5. Then we jump down. Yeah, it's like 1.5. But just be aware. So for extra safety, if you like on a very small RTSR, very small, then heal before the drop, and then you can set up the RTSR again. So what we want to do here is shoot an arrow somewhere here, because then the knight will look at it aggroed from the sound. Then we activate the slumbering dragon crest ring, that he doesn't hear us, run up to him and backstab. And by the way, my hit counter now is corrected. That's the correct splits. Slumbering, run up, backstab, and get back the artist as well. All right, and if you, as I said, if you have to heal and you have no RTSR, you can use this stairway for drops. Here you won't ever get fall damage. This is good to know. All right, we pop a green blossom, and then we run towards the pillar, and then left. And then look at the knight, what he's doing. If I saw that he's doing an attack, a melee attack. That's why I didn't look back. If he doesn't do a melee attack, by the way, sometimes you have to roll that attack. So practice that a bit as well. But let's go back. Do your save files for ONS here, because if you're doing your save state in the or below the fog wall, you don't get the openers you get in runs. So make your save state here, then you always get RNG which you can get in runs. All right. It's because of the charge. So check, react. If he doesn't do a melee attack, look back. If he doesn't do one, and we always want to go on the left side here, and if he didn't do a melee attack and started sprinting at you, first action of business after the fog wall is one safety roll, because otherwise he can hit you through the fog. I lost a run like this. That's not very nice. All right. So ONS. Ornstein has 3 openings. This one is called the Discharge, and this one you don't get if you, as I said, do your save state in front of the fog wall. Usually I prefer this opener, but I think my pathing was a little bit off, because usually he's going for a straight charge then, and I can strafe it, and if he doesn't do a back hop, yeah, and Smough doesn't charge an attack, I can nuke him with 3 R1s. But it's better like this, because then you see a little bit of the fight. The other openers are lightning attack, and he goes to your right in the beginning. I think that's the worst one. And when Ornstein is like doing nothing, like jog into you, which is as well good. So as I said, I won't go into details. I do a lot of whiffing, which is very bad. I'm just, yeah, don't like to lock on in that fight to Ornstein, because after lock on, of course, you have to lock off, and sometimes the camera does weird stuff. Yeah, let's just watch a little bit the fight. It's too complex to give you advice. A lot of practice. I advise do low damage practice, like I did, for example, without rings. That means no RTSR, less damage. I think you need like 5 to 6 R1 to kill Ornstein, and this is really good training. Yeah, ONS, and as you can see, the RTA, the real time is 38 minutes, and we saw that I did some minor breaks when I was on the phone or something like that. So possible time, like with this route, 36, depending on RNG, of course, of ONS as well. We have a Iron Golem which didn't fall down as well, so I think my best time was like 35 or something like that. So by far the hardest boss in any percent. I think it's a very comfy time, because you will have a lot of resets. I think so. Most of the runners did. I did, and you are sub 40 minutes, which is better than if you say like you're 50 minutes into the run, or 55, which some routes have. So yeah. For me, it was very, very comfy. And now we got the Lordvessel. I don't think I have to explain how to get it. Then we place it, of course, to get rid of the golden fox. And the next boss is Pinwheel, which is, of course, a joke, but I think everyone lost 1 run to Pinwheel. I did, of course. Proud of that. Not ashamed. Because the thing is, I don't get consistently the roll after the cutscene. And yeah, sometimes the clones give you some bad RNG. For example, one clone spawned in front of the real Pinwheel, so I had to kill that clone first and then the real Pinwheel, and that wasn't my reset. My reset was like I didn't roll after I killed Pinwheel, and I got firebombed in the back, or fireball. Here I Usually bait out the skelly and then react to the attacks, drain it a bit. Doesn't have many attacks. Here you kill it through the wall. You have to aim more right than you think. So it was hard for me in the beginning. As you see, I needed a couple of tries. So here, a tip. Run into it and directly watch what that fucker is doing. So now he directly casted his fireball, which means you have to roll it and then R1 him. Straightforward. You can see it if his fire is glowing or not. If it's not glowing, take your time. Like, don't walk, sprint, but take your time for aiming. And don't do a running at R1. I think in the run before that run, I failed a running R1, which didn't hit him. And so do a normal R1. Here, you kill. Usually you need 2 headshots. Problem is that he's moving all the time, so yeah. You can go for 3 body shots as well. Here, yeah, I will pause for a second because otherwise we are rushing too hard. So here's this let's say not safe spot, but the spot where you bite all 3 of these skellies. First one, you have to do nothing, just stand here. He will do any attack and fell down here. I think I never had him doing anything else. Important is I do here a safety roll because once I was standing here and just waiting and he hit me while he did that attack during falling down. So then we shoot both of those. Goodbye. Sometimes both jump down, sometimes both come. When they do that, like the delayed corkscrew, just wait, dodge. If he survives, just 1-on-1, he's dead. All right. Simple, very simple. So this is a jump, which is not that precise, but you have to get, which helps is the stagger cancel while landing. Means you toggle, swap your weapon mid-air and then press roll while landing, and don't jump. Like the jump off is like in the middle of the stone, not too early or too late, otherwise you're glitching down. And don't jump against the wall as well. Like we can. No, I show it first. I show it in real time. Okay. So 2 drops. Let's go back. Now we show in slow motion. Okay. Maybe it's better for you to see them. So in the middle, jump, straight, weapon swap, stagger cancel, and run down here. Without rolling, just roll off. Perfect. Okay, back to normal. Then lock on to that skelly. The thing is, to get the lock on, you have to look away back like this. Zack. Now we have the lock on. Black firebomb. Jump down. Black firebomb, we kill it immediately. 1 shot. With a normal firebomb, you need 2 of them. And this is a perfect setup because with the jump, then we have RTSR. So we change to RTSR, and then the strat here is simple. Try to get the roll after the cutscene, run to Pinwheel, running R1 into R1, fight is over. Good thing is, for you in the guide, I, of course, got the hard fall, but it doesn't mean that the fight is over or something. Just be aware that the spawning of the clones is much higher than if you get the fast roll. But always be aware and always have like your eyes behind you after you kill Pinwheel, and it doesn't hurt if you just spam roll after you kill it, just for safety. I did it. I don't know. Let's see. Fucking hard roll. Running R1. So I saw on the right, behind me, a clone spawned. I looked at it and it didn't saw something. I just rolled twice. Yeah. Didn't have to, but who cares? So heal 2 times. We got Mask of Child. I use it because more stamina regen. Going back to slumbering. And heading to Fun City. So thing is, kinda easy. In the beginning it's like a little bit, I won't say stressful, but you can't see shit, obviously, right? What I did in practice, I got myself that lightning helmet, which you get on the way to Bed of Chaos. I don't know the name, like the lantern on the head, and run through those parts to get a view with a bit of more light, just to have an imagination how the shit works. But you don't need it. You have visual cues all over. So we start here. So you have 2 cues. This prism stone and those prism stones. And you always run to those prism stones. And those are changing their colors all the time. So if you are practicing or in runs, that maybe can be white or blue or red, and this one can be magenta or stuff like that. So the colors change all the time. They're just random. So you run here, then you go to a ledge straight, and then here it's like the path is like this. Here's in Skelly, and you just hug the wall. You run, like not completely hugging because it slows you down, but you run a little bit against the wall. Then you never have to roll anything. Just run past and just strafe it. As you can see here. Easy. All right. Then, as you can see here, we have another visual cue. So it's like in the middle between this prism stone and this thingy. It's a skeleton bone or something like that. You are like in the middle of them. And then you walk down here. You don't sprint, you don't slow walk. You walk down and immediately roll to the left. Down here. Fuck up the stagger cancel. Roll down here. And to the bonfire. Immediately sit down. If a Skelly follows you, R to it with the halberd. Then walk up here. Go to patches. Don't talk to him. If you talk to him accidentally, say no. Trust me. So now we have the skull lantern, which we are trading now for the fog ring. You don't need to level up here, but yeah, I always do it because I want that extra damage for later. So you have to do it anyway. So I just do it here, and you are safe as for every bonfire. So now we are going to Snuggly and trade the skull lantern. There's an elevator, walk down, walk outside. Yeah, very important for RNG. Manipulation. No, jokes aside. No, just chill. Can skip that. So what do we want to do now? We wake up here. Wait a sec. We wake up here. We are not in a rush or something like that. But before we move, don't run straight. Run immediately a little bit to the left. And then you won't have ever problems that a hollow will see you. Just watch that I immediately turn left. Boom. That's it. And it's just half a meter or something like that. Decides if they can see you or not. Because I lost the run because a hollow saw me there and chased me to here. Yeah. So I never got any attraction of the hollows. So yeah. Skull Lantern drop, quit out, pick up Fog Ring. And just one important thing I didn't know. Make sure you really drop it into this area. I once dropped it here because I was afraid that I got another sneaky hollow which see me. And like I placed the item like here. And then I quit out and the item was gone. So run was fucked. No chance for Fog Ring. So just make sure you place it really inside of it. Like for the X. So now it's time to break the Fab Ring. Equip the Fog Ring. You can do it later as well. I do it here because then I don't forget it. Because I was once at Nito with the wrong with the wrong rings. And had to bone out and died on the way back. So, and as I said, I changed my boss order a lot. So, I started with the Seath split here in the beginning because I'm really bad at Duke Skip. Then I had times where I was like very consistent in Duke Skip. Then I had the Seath split like after Ziv. And then I lost 2 runs again to Duke Skip, and then I ended up with doing Seath split after Pinwheel. But it really doesn't matter. You can choose, and I think that's great. So what I use here, different strats here. I use both rings, and then both stealth rings, Slumbering and Fog. Unequip Slumbering, shoot an arrow. Equip it back and then run past it. You can go back in the VOD to see the spot where I stand. It doesn't really matter. Don't get too close. Just one info, because I lost 2 runs in 2 days to that pick. Because you see a lot of runners, I saw them as well, who are going on the pick's left side. So your POV, our POV, left side. With or without rings, I lost 2 runs. 1 with rings, 1 without rings. So I started to go to our right with both rings. Obviously it worked. Just check out what suits you best. So my strat now is really hug the right wall with both rings, and it worked for me. But I think most of the runners don't have many issues with that pick. I did, unfortunately. So what we'll do is, let's say Archives Yeet, unequip the Fog Ring here, because we want to have the attention and aggression of the bow guy. See? And this guy sees us as well. Equip the Slumbering again, and then parkour. And react on the RNG you get from the blue guys. We can go through it again. I can stop. So we have aggroed them. He's fine. We can strafe everything. Those guys have nasty attacks, like quick attacks, which are very hard to dodge. So if you're close, you have to pre-roll. The thing is that we both aggroed, is that we see what they are doing. And then you have to see what those guys are doing. They can do nasty jump attack as well. So it's not the most comfy strat. The comfy strat is like getting all of those in that area with bows. I did that like the last 30 tries, 30 runs. I decided here just to go back for that. I don't know why. It works, but yeah, you have to practice it a little bit more, I would say. So let's just see. I see what he is doing. I go to the right. I strafe those. I see those don't have attacks. So yeah, was good RNG as well. Then we go on the left here. And of course, one more thing. Best RNG as well from the channeler when he's dancing. Because he's shooting two types of magic bullets or magic attacks. You have to train that as well. Because you have to dodge them. This, was free. Now he's shooting, but we are out of. This was the fast one. There's like a slower one. So of course, this needs a little bit of practice. Especially when you are, yeeting it. You don't have to kill anyone here. They won't hit you. And then we're doing the infamous Duke skip. I will just do it one time in real time and then we go into slow motion. I always unequip slumbering because then the next enemy don't see us. If you have slumbering on, he sees you and blocks away. I don't know why. It's just like that. Alright, let's go back. When we are upstairs, we pull the lever, go immediately in the zoom in animation, and then left trigger to the right, spam roll because we want to go to the right. As I said, forward, backwards, and without any time loss. And then we use the bow menu for setting up our direction, where to look. And then we have to jump at the right position. And I will show that in slow motion. As I said, there are plenty of guides who will explain that in depth. So let's go to here. Pull the lever, then immediately go in the zoom in animation. Spam roll to the right. Forward. Backwards. And now we are using this box for the lineup. And I do it on the left side. Some uses the soul cutter. I do it on the left side. I play with UI 0.8, but it should work the same with the default UI 1.0. Just test it a bit. You can go way further to the right as well. It doesn't have to be that precise. The precise part, in my opinion, is when to jump down. So, okay, I go a little bit to the right. Okay, that's enough. Setup is done. And now we want to jump. Some guides say, jump if you see the golden cone, which is this thingy. Have you seen it? Yeah, in slow motion I see it. I know so many runners we discussed so often, no one spots the cone. So what you want to do, I know I have trouble with going back to the normal. I'm sorry. So wait a second. So what we want to do, or what I do, what works for me is, if the floor of the first floor, like first balcony, is out of the frame here, like here, bam, then I jump. Then I jump. Train it, practice it. I do a running attack for that guy. Yeah, and make sure that you really don't walk before you jump. You only have to jump. If you walk a little bit, like it happens to me sometimes, so really I really flick like the left trigger and pull the jump. A little bit like if you do the kick animation. Yeah. Sorry, I missed that part. Here you can just run through. I tested even if you just jog, he can't hit you. Don't kill that guy, just go here. And then so a little bit down and then use the quick slide to go down. Then heal. You can do this part with both rings, with no rings. I ended up using the fog ring again. Before that I used no rings. But yeah, you have to test it what fits better to you. So pull the ledge, the leather. Pull the ledge, the lever. Okay, pull the lever. Wait for here. Walk a bit down to aggro this guy, because then he can aggro here. Walk around, jump. Because otherwise, there's a rare chance he will get you at the fog gate. Jump down here. And we really need all of those jumps because we are setting up our RTSR, of course. Because we don't have the Mimic Head. And with fog ring, I think this part is just easier. Without, it's not hard, but yeah. Sometimes it gets stressful. A little jump here. Important. Watch your line. Don't go too far to the left, because otherwise this counts as a fall. Like I got hit here because I did get a hard fall, like from a fall from a height or something like that. But this little elevation can get you a hard fall. So look. A little bit more to the right. React what this guy is doing. And then the last jump. Don't run off too soon. I lost the run as well. Because I was like here. So I ended up just in the end dropping down. Perfect RTSR. Let's go. Yeah, sometimes without fog ring, it's better because those guys are aggroing earlier. It's a little bit easier. So I don't explain the way, just check the VOD, but those lines are precise. Just walk him like I did, and then it's easy peasy. So we go full stealth mode for a bit again. So with slumbering. And here we use Green Blossom again. It's really helpful, really helpful. I would advise use it here as well. Red Tearstone Ring, pop the Green Blossom, and run my line. And you have to react of the attacks because they can hear you. Be aware of the first clamp and go in the right circle. So what we do here. Don't move, don't do anything. Press S on your keyboard and just aim. Wait a bit. Let's see if it's coming. Boom. Running R1. Regen stamina. 3 R1s. Regen stamina. 2 R1s, R2. Depending +1 or +2. You can finish him with 3 R1s as well. Easy fight. Check if some clamp aggroed or followed you into the boss room or stuff like that. You can bone out as well, depending how much bones do you have. I used a little bit of, let's say, a little break to level and yeah. Because we have to level anyways. So I decided to change the rings here because, as I said, I once was standing in the boss room of Nito and didn't have both stealth rings equipped. So now the same path to patches. You can kill him. You didn't need it. So I just talk to him, say no. You get double humanity or twin humanities, and then he appears in Firelink Shrine after Nito, which you can use for buying the mask of the child if you want. He's selling all the masks and humanity if you are short of them. So here's the same thing. Going back after patches, the path is on your right, and hug the right wall, and you automatically strafe every attack of the Skelly. As you can see here. Hugging right wall. Easy. So after this fog wall, we do like this. If you see that, like this. It's, as you can see, pitch dark. I fucking hate it. But this is the way. The visual key you will see now is that item. We don't pick that up, but we want to run in a straight line to that item. Don't run too far to here, because here's a Skelly. Don't cut the corner too early, because then you drop down. Yeah, practice. Then we roll into that 2 times. Roll off, roll into it, and then just drop. Don't roll. And then follow that line. To the end, don't pick it up. Drop down here. I always, want to get rid of that bones, because what we want to do is jump against that wall. If you jump, sometimes you bounce and then you fell down. So jump against that wall and you are 100% safe. If you can try it in practice, jumping down without bouncing against the wall or roll down. I don't know why, but jumping into the wall is the safest. It's consistent. By the way, this is one of the lizards you should kill if you use VKH, because they drop the materials for the upgrades. Just run past them. This one on the left is often scary with his kicks. I was told if you run past them, they can never hit you. And I never roll. So I think I never got hit by them. So I can say, yeah, that's true. But sometimes it feels scuffed. But he decided to do nothing. So it was kind of relaxed. You can pick up this soul. I always did. And then just run. Here is the way. Don't run here. I tried it. Just here. Don't roll anything. I never rolled here. Roll into that. I always heal. You don't need it. And as I said, make sure you have both rings, fog and slumbering. And what I do is to roll off here a little bit to the right, and then stand still if you when you land. My default position is always blocking, because usually I would say 90% of all fights Nito will start with is it called? I don't know, with the distance attack where he screams, and then where you stand like his sword coming from the ground. He didn't do that. But you just dodge it while blocking with the Crystal Halberd or with the Black Knight Halberd. Be patient. What you want to do is to wait until Nito is like here, because in the back there are the Skellies, and they don't aggro to you because we have Fog Ring and Slumbering. But if you fight too far or too near to them, and sometimes, because you always dodge or strafe all of his attacks to the right, instead of the grab attack, which is very rare or rare, whether you outspace him or you run past his or your left side and his right side. But You have to practice a bit, but don't fight too near to the skellies. So wait until he's like here, and then we can start fighting. And that's why you don't move, because sometimes he gets stuck. If you move around in the beginning, the chances he gets stuck is higher as if you do it like I did. Just roll down a little bit to the right, stand still, do nothing, and he will come to you. So as soon as I saw he's like in fighting position, I pop a Green Blossom. You don't need it. I just like it because we had the money to buy it. Why not? Faster stamina regeneration. Yalla. All right. So, as I said, I strafe most of the things. His hitbox is weird. Maximum 3 R1s. If you're a pro gamer like me, 3 R1s into 4th with tactical. Here we got the Scream. I played it very aggressive, like with running attacks and stuff like that. You can play it more safety. If you do his like AoE, you run back where I did, and you are safe. Scream, 2 R1s. That I dodged because I was afraid. Yeah, it was a kind of fast Nito. Good RNG, a lot of attacks which I can punish. I have to admit I don't really like Nito, and I'm not sure if I fully understood him. I got a couple of resets in the last weeks before I got my run, I have to admit. But yeah, I have to admit as well that my knowledge about Nito is like, I would say 50%. Because it's not a fun boss. It's not like, it's fun to practice or even hard if you play. I would say patience, just patience. But don't underestimate, okay? Alright, and as I said, after 40 decks, everything in endurance. So, we are humans, we are good people, and we buy the Crest of Artorias. We don't need to kill Andre. That's nice, right? Because we have so many souls. We have max damage. And let's be honest, the rest of the run won't be decided by the stamina bar. Both stealth rings, we can just run past every tree. We don't have to kill any tree. Important thing, here you want to strafe to his right. Otherwise, you can fall down on the left. I lost a run like that, always to the right. Never happens. Nothing happens, ever. Then we do a drop here, which is we run over this plant. Watch out for that little fucker. It's very rare that he will spot you when you have both stealth rings, but he did. That's good for the guide, right? You can kill it. The drop chances of Green Blossom are very high, but we don't need it. We have 3 Green Blossoms left, and we use it. We use all of them. 1 for Sith, 1 for run up for Bed of Chaos, and 1 for Bed of Chaos. That's it. So run to the left here with both rings. It's comfy way. No one is getting aggro. If you want, you can get the flip ring here. I had times where I got it as well, but yeah, it can save you some Sith fights, but yeah, it's a time loss, and it's basically then only for Sith. It's like a minute. Yeah, quick explanation as well for the RTSR setup. So we do a jump here. So see, jump. So that was the second jump for our setup. The first one was due to the drop. And before the Sith, now we do the last jump, and then we have artists are super quick, super comfy. And if you don't get it here, sometimes, yeah, depending where you drop, just walk a little bit back and yeah, get your artists on. Right. We don't have to see how this opens. So I pick up the Hornet Ring, then I pop a Green Blossom. And the Sith start, the Sith fight starts. Regarding save states, it's the same like with ONS. If you do the save states before the Fog Ring, the fight is different. So the start of the fight is different. He's not looking at you. He's not aggressive. So he looks back. So you can do the save state in the woods to get, yeah, like the aggressive RNG you can get in runs. So 90% of the time he's doing the charge attack, which is, yeah, the only one I punish. Here I didn't do it, but it's no problem. We got 3 or 4 other charging attacks. So this one I just dodge. I used to punish way more, but I just didn't feel confident. So this is the first one. Double punish. So the next one I will show you in detail when he's doing it. So always run away from him, and sometimes look back to him that you're forcing his charge attack, which we want because we punished him. Ah, this was very, very scuffed. Hockey stop into Sith hop. So just quickly about Sith. He's famous for being a meme lord, or she. That's basically because of the hops. Because the jumps, the hops can stagger you. And double jumps sometimes are really, really hard to dodge, because and that's the reason why Sith is known as a meme lord and as a run killer. Every other thing I would say it's fine. But those hops are, yeah, you have to train it. You have to get a feeling for it. I think the best thing you can do is to roll into the direction he jumped from. I didn't learn it that way, so I don't have any really experienced or which I would say it's 100% consistent advice. So maybe watch some other in-depth guides for that, or get a feeling. As I said, this was brutal. I got a hockey stop because I was facing in Sif's direction to get a charge attack and got a pivo, and then he jumped on me. That was lucky for me. Yeah. So now he's charging, and you see the charge. Like when he's doing this, looking down a bit, and then he's pacing. Zack. So we dodge it. So there are 2 different RNGs. This is the RNG we want to punish. So when Sif is holding the sword, and the sword is showing towards his right side, we can save double punish. First punish here, as you can see, my camera movement is a little bit up in the air, because otherwise, if you're watching too low, you whiff. So a little bit up in the air to really poke his face. And then we walk in a 90-degree, whether to the right or to the left. I always walk to the right. Walk a bit and then roll, and then R1. And that's the double punish. If the sword is facing to his left direction, to this side, don't punish, because he can do immediately a follow-up. I did that later. I was lucky that he didn't do a follow-up because I whiffed, which is even more bad because your recovery animation is longer as when you hit him. So I was lucky then there as well. And that was a nice follow-up, because I would say this is one of the hardest. So you have really to practice that, that you, after you punish, see what he's doing and react to it and get it in your muscle memory. And that's why the flip ring can save your ass here. I saw the attack and his backflip. Here again, this fucking double hops. And now he's doing the charge, but I saw it too late. The right, the sword is facing on to his left, so I shouldn't punish. I think it was because I was nervous or something like that. I did punish, I whiffed, and he just backed up, and that was luck. If he did like that fast backflip, uppercut thingy, I might have lost the run here. Yeah, I was angry. I kicked him. I threw a black firebomb. Yeah, that's my witchcraft, and then you can bone out. And that's the fun thing if you get a BKH drop, that you can do early Sith and get this bastard out of the way. I know everyone loves Sith in casual because of lore and Notorious and stuff like that. Trust me, if you're in the low PB hitless grind, 100% you will start to hate Sith. At least I don't know any hitless runner who doesn't hate him or her. But nice. As you can see, it's a little bit over an hour RTA. So IGT it's sub hour, and we only have 3 bosses left, 4 kings, which are, I think for me personal, the second hardest after ONS. Mainly because I don't know why, but I lost 2 runs because of eaten inputs, and both were at 4 kings. And yeah, this is kind of, how to say, harder than every other reset, because it's, yeah, so late in the run. So we get the transient curse here. Just don't aggro any of the others, because then they will attack you. I immediately use them because it, I don't know, lasts for 2 minutes or something like that. And we are so fast here that even after 4 kings fight, it's still active. So what I do here, which is the safest, run to the right, watch which attack they do. Don't get too close, but just strafe to the right or run to the right, and you should be fine all the time. I used to run just to the left, but there's a quick attack you don't wanna see. I lost a couple of runs here to the ghost, so, because I had different strats. What I ended up is just killing 3 ghosts which are inside that room. The most important thing is, and then you don't have to kill those other ghosts we just ran past. Once you're here, never go behind those tiles ever again. Maybe here, but just this line. And it's easy to spot because here all the tiles are intact, and here it's starting getting like, yeah, looking like trash. So if you run here inside, this ghost will aggro. He needs 2 arrows. That's why we got a bow +5. Then here is a ghost, 2 arrows as well. And after that we run like into here, run back here, and then the ghost who is downstairs here is spawning or flying through the bottom here. We kill him. That's every ghost we have to kill. So walk a bit in, like here. It's scary. I think it's really scary. because as you can see, if you miss one, you're under time pressure. Alright, look. Look back to show they don't come. I stand here. Walking back. And this one. This ghost ended 2 of my runs. And then we can just run. Because the last one is here. And if you run into that room, he will fly, as I said, to the bottom to the room. Just run here. Don't get from the pedal. Run down a little bit. Because sometimes they follow you. I'm not sure if they can hit you, but yeah. Just run down a bit. Kill Ingward. Pretty easy with O+5. And then we do a jump here. Important thing is jump and like hug the right wall into the, not before the jump, otherwise you bounce, but go from here and then really try to jump into the wall. And after that, immediately run a sprint and took the outer tile lane. As you can see, I was a little bit in the middle and I safety rolled because there's a ghost. He can do, I think, 2 attacks or something like that. So that was not that clean what I did, but I didn't get hit. I think I rolled too late as well. Practice it a bit, but the strat is to run really as far as possible on the outside. And as you can see, I was a little bit in the beginning inside, but it was fine. The roll was unnecessary, but who cares, right? Alright, important, full HP, full HP. And as you see, how little HP that was. But wait until we are finishing our RTSR setup and see how much HP I got left. Because it's very fast, because people are here like shooting ghosts and stuff like that. We just run, drop down, run here. I always have fog ring, by the way. Fog ring and RTSR. You don't need slumbering. It's yeah. The ghosts, they say the ghosts don't react to fog ring as well. I had different experience, especially when I did that strat with bowing the ghosts. But the knights or I forgot the name, the guys who drop the chunks, at least they see you later or something like that. Just use whatever you want. I use fog ring and RTSR equipped. And what we are do after that fog is immediately, like, let's say 20 degrees to the right or 30 degrees and just sprint down. Super easy. Never failed it. Like here. Look. Like a little bit to the right. Sprint down. That's it. RTSR. And now you can see how much HP we have left. If I didn't heal, I would die. Okay, it was a little bit fast. Let's check that again. Boom. Then, of course, equip Covenant of Artorias and then just drop down here. And then I use the Lloyd's Talisman. I drop 2 of them to see where I am in the area. So, we got... wait a sec. Okay. Alright. Here we got our items. Boom. So, the first one is here. Always will spawn here. The second one will spawn here. And the third one will spawn here. Just for you to know where the spawn areas are. So he's doing a very rare magic attack. Which is very rare. I really don't see it often. What I punish is nearly everything. I'll show you in a second. Or maybe we go like frame by frame. So, okay. So I saw he's doing that. You roll it, you iframe it when they are like hitting you, which like is every other attack. So they are focusing on you and you see, boom, and I roll through it, okay? So this one, the swipe, like, it's not horizontal. Yeah. Wait a sec. Yeah, it's like yeah, from his right side, like diagonal. So he often, this is often a 2-piece attack. That's why I roll the first, strafe the second, and then I can double punish. Here he only did the first part, so no combo. So I rolled it, punish. This one you can strafe if you go to the right from our POV, and then you can double punish. To be honest, so late in the run, I decided I won't go for those strafes. I just punish single R1s and I'm fine. So you can practice it. It's faster, of course, if you strafe, if you're able to strafe. I hadn't the balls for those attacks, but just that you know you can strafe them. This one as well. The overhead slam, same thing. You can strafe it to the right or to the left. I always roll it to the right, single punish. And yeah, the whiffing is strong in this fight, at least for me, because yeah, you often don't see how far you are away from the kings, because yeah, it's just a black nothing where you fight. So you have to get the feeling. I struggled a lot with whiffs. Some people are locking on. As I said, same with ONS. I don't like to lock on. So I think I maybe whiffed once, but the rest of the fight was clean. Maybe I just whiffed at all in that fight. Okay. Poke. So what we do for finisher, +1, +2, always 4 R1s. I think even with +0. 4 R1s, king is dead. Counts for everyone. So when you know, okay, this is my 4th R1, then you know he will disappear, and then you do an R1 into the death animation. And this will make damage, as you can see. So, boom. It's a 4th, and R2, and as you said, saw a lot of health deploy. So now I'm checking where my items are. I didn't found them, but I found the king. Horizontal swipes, usually double. Again. So the best thing is to roll against it. You can roll with it, but of course you are longer in the hitbox of the attack. So I roll both against them. Make sure that you don't move your direction and roll at the same time, because I think that forced my Eaton inputs, that it got overwritten or something like that, because I had that both times at 4 kings, and both with movement and rolling. So you can see I pre-move my character and then I roll. And then 1 punish after that. This one you just run away. No punishing opportunity, at least I don't know. And here we got that combo attack I told you in the beginning. The diagonal slash, I roll, and then I strafe, and then I can double punish. Boom, second kill. We didn't get all the RNG. He didn't do the grab, and we didn't get the frisbee. So for that you have to check other guides. But I don't bone out in 4 Kings fight, even with frisbees, because I don't know the way back, to be honest. Very nice RNG. That's strafe and then perfect. Very good RNG I got from 4 Kings. And now we're heading to the second last boss. Best boss of gaming history. Bird of Chaos. The longest way, the longest running section in the whole game. Or in the any percent run. So we pump everything we have in endurance. Then we go to Firelink. And go to the long way down to Bird of Chaos. I use both rings, Slumber Ring and Fog Ring. I realized now that I forgot the Fog Ring. Not all the time, but until the area where Ceaseless was. So last time we need that elevator. Yeah, I think you know the way. We did it a lot of times. Same thing here. Don't get hit, of course. With both stealth rings, it's of course easier because they don't see you that early, but be aware, you don't want to lose a run to those fuckers. I don't did the Blighttown drop so late in the game. I took the normal path. If you have balls, go for the drop. Drop here. Then jump from this platform. I did get a hard fall. I was mad, but it's okay. And then the same we had in the beginning. The way to Quelaag. I jump here later because I don't want damage. We jump too early to Quelaag because we want RTSR, but it really doesn't matter. No. So what we use here is the only green blossom we don't use in boss fights. It's completely nice to have. But it makes, the whole running section a little bit faster because of the better stamina regeneration. We had the purple moss as well. So just run. All right. Critical point in the run. Say yes. At default, it's on no. You know? Don't push the buttons too fast. Don't spam. Always yes. Otherwise, he's hostile and you have to kill him. And yeah, you don't want to do that because those fucking little snakes. Don't do it. Don't do it. Alright? Then join the Covenant. Yeah, you can go here for Estus Flask. Join the Covenant. And give her 30 of your humanities. And then we have the shortcut to Isolith. So we skip 2 bosses. Yeah, as you can see, I was kind of nervous. Alright, way back. You all know that part. And as you saw from the rings, no rings. You can do it with rings, I prefer without. So this was the cutscene, we skipped it with the bone out. So this is the way from Ceaseless. We can roll down here. Like here. As I said, you can use both rings. I started with both rings as well, but I prefer to not use them here because then, yeah, they kind of telegraph their attacks, and it's easy to dodge them. You can see it like Capra Demon, like you really have to roll it, as you can see, otherwise he would hit me, but it's telegraphed, you know, and it's kind of easy. Little bit of stamina management here because he's following you, but shouldn't be any issue at all. Make sure to jump here. So here the wormy thing will burst out. Make sure you go as fast as possible here. If you get a hard fall here, can be very dangerous. So get a roll after the jump or a stagger cancel like I did. It's very important. You can survive it, but it's harder. So as well, those guys, it just, yeah, move around and you go to the opposite direction. Without rings, this guy's way easier, I think. Didn't have to roll that. I never got hit, by the way, and I collected a lot of hits and stupid hits and stuff like that. Yeah, just test what fits you. Your playstyle more. So that's a shortcut. Therefore, we collected humanity. Now I will equip both rings, both stealth rings again, because I think for this part you have no downside. I unequipped the Halberd because we need fists for the Bed of Chaos fight. We don't need it, but I use it. And we don't need the Halberd here. And what we will do is we will hit the tail of the Titanite demon. And what we want to do is that he turns clockwise. So we break this thingy and we hit. I think you can use your left or your right. Yeah, I hit with left. Like in the middle of this part of the tail, like here. And then the chances that he's moving clockwise is higher, because this is what you want to do, and then we run past him like this. If he's moving anti-clockwise, you have to move this direction, but I think he can do an instant attack. I'm not very experienced. I got hit once. It was a day before that run, because I was sloppy. I already had one hit. So this was like what you want to do. Hit that, boom. Look back if he's doing the lightning attack. He's doing nothing. Perfect. So I always get stuck on that fucking wooden thing, so just walk here. I always run up here. Anytime, every time. And with both rings, you don't have to bother about that NPC. You're done. Doing the hop thingy. Okay. So just run in a straight line. You want to run to here and wait till he's finishing with his like cleaning cleaning styles. And then the spot we want to stand is like, it's the sevens. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or just use the visual cue. Look, it's dark. It's like light, you know, and just go here or count to 7. Okay, like we're standing here, and then we're aiming. See this spot, this dark spot. Aim, throw a firebomb. So I was just checking, and the second one, wait, is this one. All right, I always start on the other side because you get sometimes blocked by his arm. So I always start here. So if you got that, pop a green blossom and then immediately throw the black firebomb. And then move your character, but important, don't zoom in. You see the one in my previous PB, I zoomed in, and when the cutscene starts, the zooming continues, and I ended up watching at Majula, and then I had too less time to get back again, and I just died in Firestorm or whatever Bed of Chaos did. So no zoom in, just make, like, I checked before where should my character look at, like vaguely, but without zooming in. And as you can see, it was kind of good movement, because after the cutscene, like, we have to aim here, and I was like here. So it's super quick. Boom. So you immediately start rolling until your stamina is gone. Switch to fist. It was a little bit fast. So after the cutscene, immediately roll until your stamina is gone. Okay? So then regen stamina. Use the time to change your weapon to fist. Wait until your stamina is full again, and maybe half a second or something like that. A little bit more, and then roll through. Ideally, roll completely through and don't box the last thingy with your fist. It was domination here. Nevertheless, why we are doing this in combination with Green Blossom is that in the, I would say, rare case, or let's say medium rare case, Bed of Chaos is immediately doing a firestorm. Then your chances that you survive that with that strat is very high. So we call it the Bed of Chaos Yeet, because Yeet is not, like, Yeet can be consistent, and it's not YOLO. And I would say without Green Blossom, it's YOLO. Because if he casts Green Blossom without, cast Firestorm without Green Blossom, it's YOLO. Because then it's really not avoidable, from my experience. Yeah, we don't need anything here. I run through with Slumbering and Fog, because then I don't have to dodge any of the knights in the beginning. You can level up. On the other hand, you don't need it. The final part, the final run. Very easy, as I said, with both rings. Nothing should happen. You just jump down here, and then you use this, say, little hill for setting up your RTSR. Just slide down, nothing else. 4 to 6 times. The next one should do it. Perfect. So the left knight didn't see or hear you, so he didn't aggro. And if you just walk, so no slow walk, no run, just walk and hack the right wall, this knight won't aggro to you as well. So it's pretty comfy. Yeah, it was a little bit scary, of course. First time Hitless to Gwyn. And here I changed the rings. We want, of course, RTSR. And we want the Hornet Ring for crit damage. So you can strafe this knight. I think most of the people say strafe to the left. For me, it didn't felt very organic because he's attacking from with his right hand. Some said you can strafe on our right, but that's not true. You can strafe it, you can get away a lot of times, but greetings to Mario. He lost the run because he hit him by strafing. So I always roll it. I always pre-roll. I don't care. Just to make sure, don't roll to that side. And the next two, you can always strafe. I always strafe them. The first one, I strafe to the left. The last one, I strafe to the right. I don't know if this was a stored roll, just to the left. This one to the right. And always, I always roll once. So, quick before we go into Gwyn. I always have the same like direction and things I do. Very scripted. I always roll once, then I walk. Like I jog, I don't slow walk, I don't sprint. I walk towards Gwyn, parry, repost, lock on, going behind him, wait until he's fully stand up, roll 3 times backwards, walk backwards until his next attack is finished, and then walk in immediately and then parry. So there's no sprinting, no slow walking. As I said it, that's my strat. And I really spend a lot of time, and I would recommend for you as well to really practice Gwyn, practice him without rings, that you need like 5 parries. Because you have different attacks after the first parry. The first parry is free. You got, from my perspective, you got 2 openings, 1 high jump and 1 more flat jump. I did get the flat jump, which I think it's more rare. But it's, besides nerfs, it's free. But the second parry is not free, because you have different timings for the second parry. And I don't mean parry timings. I mean the position where you are when you are parry. Because I think 90% or 95% of all Gwyn resets are based due to wrong positioning. If you're too far away, you can't parry. It's not timing, it's positioning. So let's see. Roll, walk. Parry, repost. That's the easy part. Lock on, go behind him, and wait until he's fully standing up. Bam. Have you seen it? And then 3 times, rolling back. So he's doing the grab. That's a great attack. This is the only attack. No, I would say, no, he has several other attacks. But this is the attack which is the most different from the way you act with my strat. Because you walk back a way longer time than with every other attack. Because this is the longest attack animation he has. And I always walk back until the attack he's queuing is finished. And then I walk in. So some people say if he's doing the grab, they walk back like 4 to 5 steps. For every other attack, 2 to 3 steps. I did it for a long time as well, but in the end I ended up with just watching and walking back and walking in as soon as his attack animation is finished. And that's what I'm doing here. As you can see, attack is finished. He's doing the high jump, which is for me the scariest one. We watch it again. The scariest one because, as you can see, he can jump over you. He can jump over you. If you're too far away or not too far away, too close, he's jumping over you. He misses you. You miss your parry, but you're standing behind him. It's brutal to get out of that position. Or you misses your parry and he hits you. I had it both in practice, and this is really, for me personally, the nightmare of Gwyn. And I'm so gladful that I didn't got this, and I think that maybe was the last or second last frame, as you can see. Look. Boom. And with +1, you can do an R2 or 2 R1. Both-handed, of course. With +2, 1 R1. That's it. You can watch Gwyn again. And really practice him. I really can say the first one, really, it's not a big deal. Nerves, of course. But the second one is really not trivial. It's complex. And trust me, you just have to practice him that you get the feeling. You have to have a feeling for Gwyn, for the timing when you walk back, walk in. Because with every runner I spoke, or the most of them said it took a while that they get a good feeling of Gwyn, but everyone is saying in the end it's a feeling thing. Okay, so practice it, because it's not that uncommon that a lot of people have like distance PB second Gwyn parry. So it's worth practicing him early enough, or a lot and during all the time, which I did as well. So I had not a bad feeling at Gwyn, but my nerves were like really, when I entered this fog gate, like my heart was racing. This was insane, really insane. So again, roll, walk, parry, repost, lock on behind him, wait until he's fully stand up, wait and then walk in. Parry, repost, lock on behind him, two hand, two air ones. And one little thing, depending where you stand, there are memes. Don't get too close to him, because if you got a little bit of elevation, he drops down off that elevation, he can stagger you. That's why I have a little bit of distance, if you can see. Yeah. That's it. And if you see, it's 1:20:20 in real time, but IGT is, as you can see now, 1:18:50 seconds, I think. Yes. So, I hope this guide helps you. It is based on a couple of, mainly on Mario's, aka Dana's fast guide, which is for like 1 hour and 5 to 1 hour and 10 minutes. I implemented some PG strats I know from other runners, like from Godebob's guide, and some nice strats from other insane runners, of course from Team Hitless Discord. So yeah, that's it. Enjoy. If you have questions, hit me up anytime. Goodbye. Good luck. Fuck this game.